Swamp Witch en personne, c'est incroyable.
Très chouette.
Trop plaisir de le voir en vrai.
Hello, I'm Sonia, and you also know me as Cinderys, and I'm a professional cosplayer. I started cosplay 11 years ago, and I'm a professional for 6 years now. What I enjoy the most about cosplay is the creative part. I love to keep learning, improving, and to face all the challenges. For example, traveling with a huge costumes and thinking about all the techniques and materials I'm going to use.
The Swamp Witch is a spellcaster into the game. We love her because she's got this design very related to nature. She's got the magnificent horns made of wood, roots into her legs, this very nice cloak with leaves added to it. We really wanted to make sure on the design we had this vibe with her ritualistic magic. She's very aggressive in her manners and also a bit seductive, so it's a very fun character.
Don't be shy, darling.
When I first arrived, the team showed me the game, concept art of different characters. But it was love at first sight with the Swamp Witch.
We are super glad Cinderys chose to make the Swamp Witch. Well, all the spellcasters are super great onto our eyes, but the Swamp Witch is great especially because we knew if we could bring her to life, it will really have a special effect because of the lights she has on the horns, the way the cap flows.
All the shape, the colors, the texture, everything, it was simply talking to me.
We discussed a lot about the art aspect she should give this project because it's not very easy to bring a 2D character to life. You need to make choices. Should it be like really realistic or should it be more brushed? We had to make this decision with Cinderys. We also giving her a lot of references from all the perspectives and also layers you usually don't see into the game, for example the back of the cloak. So yeah, we had a lot of back and forth with her to really build this project.
It was so nice to work with Valentine and Marianne, the character artist, because they are both cosplayers. So I really enjoyed being able to get their opinion on my progress and on all the techniques I was going to use.
I'm myself a hobbyist cosplayer, so I've learned about this topic for a while. Even from the beginning, when we make the characters, we keep in mind how it can be realistic and credible because it needs to make sense. If it makes sense for the cosplayer, it will also make sense a bit for the player because it has to be functional, it has to be credible.
What I liked the most about the costume was creating all the texture and the paint job I had to do, especially for the mask. It's my favorite part. It looks so gorgeous, and the fact that the wood is kinda melting with her skin and twisting on her whole body, I love it. I was so happy when I first saw the character because I was already excited to recreate this wood effect. My favorite fun fact about the costume is the cape. I counted all the leaves on my references to be sure that I had the exact same size, with the exact same number, in the exact same shape, and to put them in the exact same positions. And I can say that there are 286 leaves on the costume. When I first saw the Swamp Witch, I already knew that it was going to be super challenging because I would have to travel to TwitchCon San Diego with it. I knew that I would have to make the catalyst in several parts because a 2-meter staff was not going to fit in my suitcase. Also, the horns, they are so huge and asymmetrical, so it was so hard to balance them. Then the cape. It's almost my size, so I was pretty proud to manage to keep it in one part and able to travel with it. I worked with different types of materials and also flexible primers and paint, so the costume was still damage-proof for transport, but also when I'm wearing it. So yes, the whole costume was a real challenge. The day before TwitchCon, I was at the hotel in a really big room, so I was able to put my cosplay all over the room. I have to finish the paint job and also to do some fitting tests of the costume and to polish the last details. I really wanted to give my best. The day of the game reveal was very intense. I started my makeup at the hotel. I guess that I checked it 3 times, but I didn't forget anything at the hotel. In the end, it was all good. I had everything. At the convention, they prepared a dressing room for me in the backstage. I remember that I was at the same time so excited and stressed because I was already able to hear the crowd while I was dressing up. But I was mostly excited to finally reveal the cosplay. I mean, before TwitchCon, it was only me working in my cosplayer cave, just showing my progress to the team. And now all my hard work will be revealed.
You're incredible!
After the interview on stage, I stayed in the LAN area of the Spellcasters Chronicles booth, and it was so nice to finally show the costume to everybody. People had a lot of questions. Many of them recognized me. They were like, "Oh my god, it's a new cosplay of yours! What is it? Where is it from?" And so I was really happy to chat with them and to tell them to try the game because they were already able to play the game at the convention. After TwitchCon, I had to do a photo shoot. I was with my whole team and also my family who came to help. We went through a forest and it was the best season for the Swamp Witch because of all the dead wood and also the pretty colors we have here at the end of autumn. We were having a lot of special effects like smoke machines and a lot of lights. We really wanted to create a fantasy atmosphere. I'm about to present the costume to the team who worked on the Swamp Witch. They worked like 100 of hours on the design and I worked 100 of hours on my costume, so I can't wait to see their reaction.
Wow.
Bonjour, la Swamp Witch en personne, c'est incroyable.
The first time we discovered the project finished from Cinderys, it was awesome because we have worked so long on this character, so it was great to finally see this project take live into the studio. She had the opportunity to meet all the team of the developers, and all the developers were so happy to finally see her because they have been informed of the project, but they had no idea what would be the final results. And it was great, absolutely great.
Genre trop cool, trop content. Enfin, ça fait des années que je suis ton travail.
Now the whole project makes sense and it was so rewarding.
We invited Cinderys to do a photogrammetry shoot on the exploration side. We make the rig and we make the animation by hand, but we still use it as well for some performances.
It was so impressive to be in the photogrammetry room, like having hundreds of cameras taking a scan of me. I was so happy to get the 3D model of the Swamp Witch, my cosplay. It was an incredible journey and I was so happy to work on this cosplay project. The team at Quantic Dream, they were just so helpful, keeping me in the loop when they were doing little modifications on the character, encouraging me during the crafting process. The whole project was super challenging, but I was so glad to be the first one to embody this amazing character who is the Swamp Witch.